customer service experience you've ever had?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with recency bias with Delta. Just had some issues with the hurricane yesterday flying out of West Palm Beach, and they made what could have been a really bad day, made it right, and I ended up showing up here right on time.
Perfect. Delta is the way to go. I'm really biased too.
Yeah,
but I love
solutions
Delta.
based instead of problems based. They helped me out with everything, luggage, extra sky miles, and everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
they
pretty
hooked
good.
up.
I love
Shout out
it.
to Delta.
Shout out
Looking
to
for
Delta.
sponsorships.
We'll be sure to tag them on this.
Tag Delta. I need some sponsorships. So CNR sponsored
Yes.
by Delta. Make it happen.
We need a double sponsorship if Delta hears this.
A lot of restorers travel Delta.
That is true. You know the amount of money that restorers probably spend on airfare?
Yeah, tons.
Tons. Actually, that's
And all
very
because of
true.
CNR magazine.
Sure.
Some. And some because of this right now.
A few. So the first one is, what is the best customer service experience you have ever had?
Okay. Best customer service experience I've ever had. I'm gonna have to go super recent. I'm not going on a lot of sleep, so my memory's not all there right now.
Get it?
So I'm going to tell my most recent one, which was actually yesterday. So when we do these events like the collective, we spend months working with hotels, different vendors, all these different people that make these big things happen.
Yeah.
Well, I've worked with a girl here named Maurice, and who has been absolutely wonderful. And it makes such a difference. When you work with different hotels, you don't know what you're going to get. And when you work with someone who is easy to work with and who you enjoy working with, it changes the whole experience. And I walked in my room. I had been here since Sunday. We've been setting up. We've been tired. We're going on not much sleep. And I walk in, and there is sugar cookies laid out, which is my favorite, iced sugar cookies. But they had the core logo, the collective logo, the JW Marriott, and one other one. Oh, the Texas logo. And it like showed us as a partner in what this experience was. And I thought that was such a nice touch. You know, we care a lot about details, but a lot of times the detail people, we are the ones that do it. So sometimes when it's reciprocated in a way like that, it means a lot. So shout out to Maurice if you happen to listen to a restoration podcast from the Marriott, JW Marriott in Austin. But that was it was just a nice moment for me.
That is
super
perfect example. I love that. My first question is your best customer service experience you've ever had.
So my family and I are big Disney fans.
Yeah.
And Disney's known for great customer experience.
Yes.
However, on the Disney cruise, we recently went to Alaska.
Ooh.
And we just had stellar dining experiences. So the thing that made it different is on Disney, the servers travel with you to all the 3 different restaurants. So they build relationships with you. And by the end of the first night, they knew my name, my wife's name, my kids' names. And the server developed sort of age appropriate, but also bantering with my 16-year-old son. And by the end of the cruise, they were best friends. And that never happens. So
that's awesome.
They just took really great care of us and knew our needs, anticipated our needs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Disney does really, really well at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the best customer service experience you've ever had?
So this was an easy one because I had a really great customer service experience just recently. I was taking my son back to college, and we had moved him in all day. I got into my hotel. It was like 11:30, and I told the front desk lady, "Hey, can I have a 3 a.m. wake up call?" And she looks at the clock and she's like, "You're not going to get much sleep." And I go, "No," I said, "I have an early flight in the morning. I have to be up, be ready." And she said, "Would it be helpful if I packed you one of our breakfasts since you're not going to be available for breakfast, and I'll have it at checkout?" And I go, "That would be amazing." And so I was like, "Yes, that would be awesome." She's like, "Okay." I get to my room. She's calling me on the phone, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" She's like, "I just needed to know, are you allergic to anything?" So wanted to make sure. She's like, "Bananas, nuts, and I go, "No, I'm not. Thank you so much." And so got my wake up call, got down there. And when I got there, had a little bag. She said, "Give me 1 second," walks to the back, pulls out the bag, and it has a little sticky saying, "Have a wonderful day." She was just the most outstanding human being in the world. And I was just, and so kind and courteous with everything. And it was just best experience I've ever had. I was like, I've never had anything like that before. So it was awesome.
Best customer service experience you've ever had.
Yeah, I do have one. If you ever come to our events in Canton, Ohio, right next to the hotel that you stay in is a restaurant called Danny Boy's. It's just a local place, an Italian place that they have. And I went there one time with my wife and kids, and a server came over, and I remember I asked him for a side of sour cream. And he came back with the cup, and the sour cream was overflowing. And I remember looking at him and going, that's a lot of sour cream. And he looked at me and he goes, that's what you ordered, right? And I said, yeah. He goes, did you want just enough sour cream? I said, no. And he goes, exactly. And he called it 6-pack service. When you order a 6-pack, you want all 6 bottles of it in the pack. He goes, all too often, you're going to order sour cream and they're not even going to give you enough because they're trying to shave a penny here or there. And you're only getting the 5 bottles instead of the 6. Because all I'm trying to do is give you exactly what it is that you think that you want. And he called it 6-pack service. And he goes, don't skimp on the things. Just give this much more than what they're expecting. And it will mean 10 times as much.
That's cool.
So
That's
I've always
amazing.
stuck
That's
that
cool.
in the back of my head.
Weight your heart is like a big thing of sour cream. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? That's what I'm sending you for Christmas gifts. Yeah. Sour cream.
It's the
Okay,
best
Katie, what about
podcast.
you?
Okay, so mine is like not get exactly what you're expecting, but get something you weren't expecting. And it was a small thing. And so I remember one time I went to an event, met some really cool people, and then I got in the mail a postcard that had a picture of me on it. It was a meaningful picture to me, right? And a really nice little note. And I thought, you know what? They did not have to send that. They took the time to put something on it that was valuable to me that I wasn't expecting. And that ended up on my fridge for a really long time because I just thought that was cool, right? So
I always
thoughtful.
think it's cool. Eric and Larry do something like that.
Yeah.
It shows where they take selfies with people. If you guys got in their cards,
Yeah.
what they do then send the handwritten. That's such a
I
great
I
idea.
think the card I'm talking about came from Larry and Eric, to tell you the truth. So Super Tech U, shout out to you for now that you say that, that's exactly who it came from. And it was a picture that I couldn't have taken of myself. I wouldn't have taken of myself, but I'm glad I have. And so I just thought it was super thoughtful to do that.
Best customer service experience you have ever had.
I feel like I have a leg up because I actually came up for these.
You did.
Yeah. I
2 of
wrote
the
these
3 she came
questions.
up with.
Best customer experience was at, and I told you, I don't leave a review for many people unless it's just an amazing experience. And so Lagomore Hotel in Fort Lauderdale, they have a little diner on property. My son has a food allergy. It's very severe. And we had this one lady who was just so great with him and looked out for him. We went back there the next morning for breakfast and somebody else was fixing his toast and she started to cut something. And the first lady we had from the first day, she went by there and stopped that. She's like, he has a food allergy. She's like, you're going to cross-contaminate his food. And like, she just,
Wow.
so she remembered us from the day before and remembered something special about him. So the lesson I'm going to tell everybody about this, should I look at the camera? Make sure you pay attention to your customers' kids. Whenever their parents have a loss in their home, their items are affected as well. Their contents are affected. So at my company, we have a junior restorer program, which means that if there's a child there and they are interested in what we're doing, we stop, we talk to them, we let them work with us. We have a stuffed animal that we give them. It's based on my old Boston Terrier dog, bless her heart. And so we have a little sticker, a little plastic hard hat, a vest, and we call them junior restorers, and we take time to engage with our customers' kids. And that's one of the best things that we can do to turn our customers into raving fans.
I love it. What's the best customer service experience you've ever had?
Oh, okay. That's a good one. I would say that my kids love the towel animals that you're getting whenever you go on vacation. And we had at one point in passing in a hallway mentioned this to our room steward, and my kids came in the next day and it was like 15 different animals all over the place, and they love it still to this day. Even as adults, they still talk about it. So I would say that was above and beyond like excellent customer service, and definitely got a great tip and a memorable experience for our family.
I love that. The towel animals are everything. You know what blew my mind on our cruise was the thought that our steward set up our hide-a-bed the vertical, horizontal way instead of I would have never thought of that. I don't know why, but kids fit way better. And then we had Luca who would have rolled off. They think of these things.
Yeah, but they're so smart. I'm not this smart.
I'm not either. I would not think of these things. The first question is, what is the best customer service experience you have ever had?
It's a tough one. I've actually been fortunate. I feel like I've had a lot of good customer service experiences over time. I would say there was one time when we had a contractor doing work in the house, and there was a problem with what they were installing. And so, look, they were very transparent. They felt bad. They were like, we're going to get back out here immediately. And we're going to fix the problem, and we're going to do it quickly. And they followed up, weeks later after they came back to make sure everything was working well. I appreciate that. Mistakes happen, bad things happen that are outside of your control. It's all about how you handle it. So
it is.
I thought I respect that for sure.
It so helps when people own it instead of covering it up or making it worse. Like owning it from the beginning makes 100%. Such a difference.
And when you're just transparent and authentic about, I really want to do the best I possibly can. And when I make a mistake, I own it. I think that it says everything about you.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Question number 1, what's the best customer service experience you have ever had?
Okay, so it's going to sound really crazy because I have been to a lot of high-end places, food and travel and Applebee's.
I heard the story before we came on air, and I was like, Applebee's? We fancy life.
Yes, it was very fancy. He made it very, very fancy because we were in Florida. It was totally random, and we had all the kids in town with us. So this guy and me and Corey were it was a day of work, and we were like, randomly, let's take the kids to Disney World. And so the server comes up. I'm like, hey, you live in Orlando. I'm kind of new to this whole Disney thing. Like, would it be best to go to Disney and buy tickets? Or would it be best, like, is there a hidden little secret spot to buy tickets? It's a better deal, or what do you got? And so he goes, give me like 10 minutes. So he walks away, he comes back in. What's that?
No, crazy. I'm listening to your story.
Yes,
Sorry.
Yes. Sorry, I said Corey's there.
No, I'll let you know if he shows up. We can pull him in here.
Okay, perfect. But he comes back in and he goes, so my partner is actually the makeup artist for Anna and Elsa. And we have family passes, and you guys just seem like really nice people. So if you would like to buy them for like $100 a ticket, does that sound fair? And I'm like, yes. But
that's
for him,
amazing.
like, he didn't even know me, and but it was just awesome. And it made me feel so like special. And I wanted to go back to Applebee's, of all places. Applebee's.
All places. That is awesome. And I bet that server would do well at some of the higher end places. If they're like that at Applebee's, then wow.
Yeah,
not that there's anything wrong with Applebee's.
No, but he was making it fancy.
He was
making it.
It's a great
like
song.
Applebee's.
I love that song. So the first question is, what's the best customer service experience you have ever had?
Recently. So I purchased an away bag, the carry-ons that are, and I've had it for a number of years. And recently the impact pocket, the frame broke. And so I sent a little chat message on Monday, this Monday that just passed, to say, hey, this is broken. Is it possible to get a repair kit? And the lovely customer service agent, Lauren, came on and said, hey, can you give me a little bit more information? So I sent my email. I uploaded one picture and showcased that it was damaged. He's like, I'm going to get back to you on email with the resolution. And literally 10 minutes later, I had an email and said, hey, look, we don't have this replacement part, but we're going to ship you a whole new bag. Can you give us your address? And I left yesterday and my bag was there yesterday. So this is Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. So the customer service, it was phenomenal.
That is.
And I think I just got an email to see how to ask how the resolution was. So that was the most, that's fresh in my mind on the customer experience piece.
That is. I love that. And companies that stand behind their products, that's also a huge deal. When you buy something, especially something that's more pricey, you hope that they're going to stand behind what you bought from them.
Yeah. And so I was a little shocked that they couldn't give me the repair, because that's what I expected. Yeah. They gave me a next level service and completely replaced my bag, which is fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah.
What's your best customer service experience ever?
Okay. So I feel like that's a hard question to answer, because I feel like 9 times out of 10,
You remember the bad experiences,
yes,
and never the good ones, right?
Yes.
But I would say what I look for in a good experience is just like, you know, people are personable. You know, they talk to you, they want to get to know you. It's a genuine interest. It's not something that they're pushing. They really want to get to know you. So I would say something that would check my list off is just someone genuinely wanting to get to know me.
Okay.
And what I need.
Yep.
So.
Totally agree. What is the best customer service experience you've ever had, and you are not allowed to use your own company?
Okay. So again, I'm going with the tech side on this. Certainly from a customer service experience perspective, I got to go with Amazon. Not just from a standpoint of like everybody like in their brain is like, who's got better turnaround time for like delivery, but even when you want to contact someone for help, literally you just say like, call me back. Somebody calls you back in like 10 minutes or less, which is like unheard of almost with the company that size. And they're always very helpful. They ask before you leave, like, did I solve all your problems? Is there anything else I can do for you? And just overall around, I've never had a time where I'm like, oh, that was a bad experience. It's 100% like they figured it out. And usually that's the standard that people go with now. They're like, we got to be as good as Amazon. Yeah. Because they just figured it out. That's true. Someone's like, in a ridiculous way. Yeah. In fact, someone the other day said to me, it's like, how is it that like Amazon can deliver to you almost like same day and Best Buy can't get it to you the same week? They're not even in the same like ballpark. No, they are not. And sometimes it's within hours. I mean, where I live in Metro Detroit, I can get stuff instantly, like order it now and get it in like 2 hours. I've had Amazon delivered twice in one day. Yes. It's like, I could have made it easier for you. You could have done one trip, but you did two. And I'm very impressed. We're also scarred though. Our poor children think that the world is instant and have no delayed gratification. We've really tilted the scales. We set the bar so high now. Yeah. That I don't know how you get any better than that. That's like the pinnacle of customer service right there. Somebody will figure it out.